Shamea is desperately trying to ruin Real Housewives of Atlanta and take it down the Potomac path of the colorism talk, and I am absolutely over it. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta because, again, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the stuff away from the show is overshadowing the actual show. And unfortunately, Shamea has found something to latch on to victimize herself and everything else. And it's really disgusting. It's really unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Shamea has alluded to this in multiple interviews about colorism. And we saw the path that this took with Potomac. And in the 17 seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta, of all the issues, of all the conflicts, of all the beefs, of all the draggings, you know what I'm saying? It was never about colorism. Nene has never come out and said that anybody in the cast was colorist. Kenya Moore has never came out and said anybody in the cast is colorist. Kandi Burruss has never come out and said anyone in the cast is colorist. Portia's never come out and said that anybody in the cast is colorist. Phaedra Parks never come out, said anybody in the cast is colorist. I don't understand what is going on with Shamea other than she cannot accept that people do not find her to be a fit on the show. She cannot accept that her plan to destroy Portia or take away Portia's shine or take Portia's spot on the show as the it girl or all the things. She's upset that it failed. She's upset that she tried to make a Temu Avenger alliance and it flopped. It flopped. It failed. It did not succeed. It did not succeed. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, we're going to get into this is a clip from the neighborhood talk where they're trying to wake up a colorism argument, and I'm just not here for it. There is a real issue, or quite a few issues that people have with Shamea, and it has zero to do with colorism. So let's take a watch and a listen.
This is a big one for me because the fans have definitely come to your defense online a lot this season, and there has been a debate that it could be colorism. I know you may or may not have seen those comments, but because you're in that seat, do you feel like it could be colorism, or do you feel like that's a reach?
I just, like I said, I think if you treat people with kindness, it should be reciprocated. And oftentimes we don't see that. I mean, heck, I've been taking it on the chin from fans, since I joined the cast. So it's just nice to finally see that people are seeing things from my POV. Because, there's always your truth, their truth, and then the real truth. I'm just happy that people are even opening up their eyes to actually see and try to understand it. Because hell, I was like, I'm like, what is happening? Why is it happening? And why me? I'm not a victim, but it's like, well, okay, why not me? I just hope that at some point we can get to a space where we're all one cohesive group and there's no division. That's my goal.
Shamea, you caused the division. You caused the division. Portia has been trying to push for the past 2 seasons a sisterhood and everybody getting along. You admitted last season you were trying to create an alliance to go after all the vets. You wanted the newbies against the vets. And this season, you created another alliance after failing the alliance last season with K. Michelle, with Pinky, and Kelly. And your aim was primarily at Portia and at Angela and Drew. It didn't work. The fans saw through it, and they called you out. Your issue, Shamea, is you like to throw rocks and hide your hands. Your issue, Shamea, is you are passive-aggressive. Your issue, Shamea, is you like to talk crap about these housewives off camera and then get upset when somebody brings it on camera and try to play dumb and try to play clueless. You know what I'm saying? And it's nasty work that you are now trying to make this about colorism. It has nothing to do with colorism in any capacity. It is your behavior. It is how you came onto this show as a friend of. You pretended to rekindle your friendship with Portia, but really you used her to get close to Candy, to get close to the other housewives. That's why you're all in Sheree's comments. That's why you're hanging out with Nene Leakes. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get all this advice from the vets on how you can convince yourself to try to stay on the show and take Portia's spot. You will not allow yourself to leave this show with dignity and grace because you were so desperate to have the same platform as your former best friend. Let's get into it. Let's talk for real about what this is. You wanted to invoke revenge on behalf of your mother for whatever beef her and Portia's mom have. And you pretended to be Portia's friend this entire time. As a friend of, you know you couldn't go after her. You tried to show text messages to the other page holders in hopes they would turn against Portia. Whether it was Sheree, whether it was Britt Edie, and others. And y'all own little private friend groups that y'all got mutuals with. You know what I'm saying? Not once, in these past couple of years especially, has Portia said anything negative to you or about you behind your back to these other housewives. It is you that is doing all of the talking. And because Portia is not giving you the energy, you want to claim colorism. And because Portia is not fooling with you, you think that anybody that likes Portia or sides with Portia is a slight to you. So now that all of those other arguments aren't working, all of those other false narratives aren't working, now you want to latch on to colorism. And I can't allow it. I cannot allow it for Real Housewives of Atlanta. I cannot. It's disgusting. It is flat out nasty and disgusting. Because here's what the problem is going to be. If Shamea comes back, this is going to be a storyline now. That she's being bullied, she's being attacked, she's being harassed because she's a dark-skinned black woman. And it's going to completely ignore and overshadow what the real issues are, which is Shamea is not a fit for the show. Shamea is not built for this show. All the alleged coaching that she received from former housewives is not working. It's not landing. And so now she wants to latch on to something that she can victimize herself over in hopes people are going to be nice to her and treat her differently and ignore all the problematic stuff that she said and schemed over and was being conniving over. It's nasty work. It is absolutely nasty work. And I can't believe some of y'all are falling for this. I can't believe some of y'all are falling for this. Shamea really thought that she can come on and get a page and get the cast to turn against Portia. And hope that she took Portia's spot. Y'all think so bad that it's Portia that's jealous of Shamea. It's Shamea that is jealous of Portia. You can have a man who is rich. You can have a huge mansion worth millions of dollars. But there is something inside you that is unhappy, that is insecure. That you try to latch on to all of your besties, everything they got going on. You know what I'm saying? Portia gets put in Candy's play. Now all of a sudden you're a co-producer on a play Candy's a part of. You know what I mean? Portia kisses Candy in the club. You allegedly kiss Candy in the club. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just too much. It is too much. You consume yourself with these women and become completely obsessed. The fact that you have latched on to Kelly like this is insane. You barely know that woman and you're about to be taken on a ride that you're not ready to see coming. Because you are so desperate for validation and acceptance from these quote-unquote friendships, but a friend to everyone is a friend to nobody. It was okay for you to sit there all those times that the Candy Coda clique went in on Portia, called her all types of whores, all types of SLUT, and everything else. Not once did I see you jump in and say, don't say that about my best friend. That's not cool. I don't like that. Not once did I see you say that. And then you just admitted on Carlos King that you knew the scene that Candy had filmed when her and Portia were having their falling out. That you already knew in advance what it was about, and you got on there as revenge against Portia. So you've been holding a grudge. The show is not going to move forward with you and Portia at odds and you trying to push an alliance, Shamea. Either you're going to have to get along with Portia or you're going to have to get off the show. That there's no such thing as coexisting when you're going low down and gutter and you're holding on to 10, 15, 20-year beefs just to have a storyline for the show. People are sick of it. People are over it. It is coming across as you never liked Portia to begin with and just wanted to befriend her to have an opportunity on the show because you see what type of platform this show brings to the housewives. But it's nasty work that you want to latch on to this colorism stuff and then try to play dumb in the interview. No. We've seen enough interviews where you're basically trying to act like it is colorism. And I just can't allow it. There have been too many beautiful black women on Real Housewives of Atlanta where colorism has never come up, and now all of a sudden you cannot accept that you are not a fan fave 2 seasons as a row as a peach. You want to do this. And I'm not cool with it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not featuring it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people say, when fans say, hey, I want so-and-so off the show, I don't want anybody on the show, and all of this and all of that. Ultimately, the network, the production company, everybody else has to make the final decision. But I do not want this to go down the path of Real Housewives of Potomac, where certain housewives are being forced into friendships and forced into scenes with each other, when the reality is y'all don't really like each other. And then you have colorism completely overshadow the show, and it's not fun anymore with Potomac. And you're trying to destroy the show from within, all because you're upset that Portia was not going to accept you, talking trash about her behind her back, but then wanting to be in her face to get the benefit of being publicly seen as Portia's bestie. And Portia clocked it and cut you off. And you have no remorse. You're in constant victimhood. And you can't see that maybe some of these other ladies just don't like you, and it has nothing to do with Portia. Maybe some people have sensed your clingy energy and your obsessive energy to be completely immersed in their lives to the point they cannot breathe and they feel suffocated. And maybe that's why they've pulled back from you, Shamea. But no, now all of a sudden it's colorism. I cannot. There has never been issues on colorism on this show. When people are getting dragged, when people are going toe-to-toe, it was not the reason. There was legitimate reasons why these housewives were going back and forth, and it had zero to do with any colorism. And I find this take horrible, disgusting, and an attempt to destroy the franchise. It is really nasty work. So, nonetheless, that's it for this video. Do me the biggest favor and hype the video. Hype the video, please. There's that. That is it. That is all. It's todo es final. It's finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.